over 6 centuries, one empire ruled 3 continents. From the gates of Vienna to the deserts of Arabia, the Ottoman Empire shaped the destiny of millions. But every empire, no matter how powerful, must face its twilight. This is the story of how the last great Islamic empire fell, and how its collapse changed the world forever. At its peak in the 16th century, the Ottoman Empire was a superpower. Constantinople, renamed Istanbul, stood as the jewel of the empire. Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent commanded armies that made Europe tremble. The empire controlled vital trade routes between East and West, amassing wealth beyond imagination. But by the 19th century, cracks began to appear. European powers called the Ottomans the sick man of Europe. Nationalist movements erupted across the Balkans. Greece won independence in 1832. The empire was bleeding territory, losing its grip on lands it had held for centuries.
Sultan Abdul Hamid II attempted reforms. Railways were built, telegraphs installed, and Western-style education introduced. But modernization came too late. The empire struggled between tradition and progress, unable to compete with industrialized European nations. In 1908, a group of reformist officers called the Young Turks forced a constitutional revolution. They promised to restore Ottoman glory through radical modernization. Sultan Abdul Hamid was deposed. A new era seemed possible, but dark clouds were gathering on the horizon. World War I became the empire's death sentence. The Ottomans sided with Germany and Austria-Hungary. It was a catastrophic choice. British, French, and Russian forces attacked from multiple fronts. The empire fought desperately, but it was already too weak to survive.
At Gallipoli in 1915, Ottoman forces achieved their greatest victory, repelling Allied invasion forces. A young officer named Mustafa Kemal led the defense with brilliant tactics. 500,000 men died on those beaches. It was a victory, but the empire was still dying. In the Arabian deserts, the British found an ally. T.E. Lawrence, known as Lawrence of Arabia, helped Arab tribes revolt against Ottoman rule. Ancient cities fell one by one. Damascus, the jewel of the Arab provinces, was lost in 1918. The empire's heartland was shrinking. Amidst the chaos of war, tragedy unfolded. In 1915, the Ottoman government began the systematic deportation and massacre of Armenians. Over 1 million perished in what many historians call the first genocide of the 20th century. It remains a dark stain on history, contested and painful even today.